Hello, I'm Melissa from Melissa's Creations, and today I'm going to do a variation of this alternate June 2016 paper pumpkin card that I made. We're going to do a little banner here. This one says Happy You Day. I'm going to kind of change that up a little bit to make a anniversary card. So we have some washi tape down here. We've got our fun shaker sequins in our little bag there. And I've got some stamping, and I use some gold stickers that come in the kit. This card was made using only materials from the kit. So you can really, anybody can make this if they get this paper pumpkin kit. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is grab my card base here, and it's already pre-cut, scored, and it has these little holes punched up here in the top. So what I want to do is create my slit or my cut up here on my card so that my banner fits down into it. So I have a banner bag that came in the kit, and I'm just going to line it up where I want it to go, and I want it to be right here, so I know that I'm going to cut my slit on this line here that it lines up with. Now to do that, I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to very lightly mark where my start and stop should be. Then I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Oop, and my little guy fell out there. Okay, so now I'm going to line that line up where I want my slit with the cutter track right here. And I'm going to put my cutter into the middle. I'm just going to press that down. Now, I know that I want my start and stop where I have those pencil marks. And the easiest way to do that for me is to line up those marks with the ruler right here on the side of my cutting guide. So I'm going to line up my first mark here with the 5. It just makes it easier to get a more precise cut. So now that that's at the 5, I know that I can cut. There's this little triangle sharp pointy bit right here on the cutter. So I'm just going to move that until that triangle on the cutter lines up with the 5. And then I'm going to stop because that's how I know where it's going to be. And then I'm going to bring this one down until it gets to the 8, which is about there, and then I'm just going to cut until I get to the 8, and now I have created my slit in my card. Okay, and don't worry about those pencil marks. If you want to erase them, you can, but we're actually going to cover them up with stickers anyway, so why bother? So I have my little glassine bag, and that's just going to slip right in like this. And it's just going to sit there. And once I have all of my goodies in it, I'm going to come around to the back side, and I'm just going to put some washi tape over this section here so you can't see that. And that's what I did on the inside of my card was, I mean, you can still see it. You could put 2 pieces of washi, or you could actually cover the whole thing, but I didn't think that that was completely necessary. So we're going to do our little sentiment, and because I am doing, I have misplaced my circle, my white circle that my sentiment will be on. So let me actually grab, oh, here we go. It's under my string. This one doesn't have string, but I'm gonna do a little something different on this card here. So we're gonna use the string. So I'm actually going to make this an anniversary card. So with the gold sheets, the stickers, you get 2 of the same, but I've already used up all of my Y's, so I can't do the Happy You Day again. So instead, I'm going to switch it up and do something different with the letters I have left. So I'm going to take the circle guys from the stamps, and I'm going to use the mint macaron. And I'm just going to stamp my circle on there like that. And I also, instead of getting out the little dot guys, I'm just going to use my stamp that I have and just kind of do some random stamping in there. Most of it will get covered up anyway, so it's not that big of a deal what it looks like. But I just like how it gives that fun splatter look. It's so cute. Okay. Now we will get our gold letters, and I'm actually going to do us. So we'll grab a U, And we'll grab an S very carefully. Oop. He just wants to hang on. No, don't take me away from my friends. And there. Okay, so there's the us. Now I'm going to stamp the happy and the day. So I actually have a smaller size block. You can still use your D-size block that came with your kit, but I just happen to have the other ones handy. So I'm going to slide that in real quick so I can get my placement right. I'm going to grab a pinch of sequins and add those. These little guys are slippery, so be careful. You don't lose them and fling them all over the place like I do. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of line that up where I think it's going to slip into my card, and I can still see my marks on the side. So it's going to be about there. So I'm going to take the happy with some mint, and I'm going to stamp that up here. Okay, and then I'm going to take day and stamp that on the same spot on the other side. So here's my day, and that'll go right here. So it says Happy Us Day, which I thought was very cute for an anniversary card. And I'm also going to stamp the inside while I have everything out here. So I'll put my anniversary and my happy, and I'll stamp that on the inside of my card, and then I'll leave room at the bottom so that I can write my sentiment. There. Happy anniversary. So cute. Okay. Now I did add these dots up here to the top strip, but you know, I'm not going to do that on this card. That is what creativity is all about, is about improvising. I was trying to say improvisation. I don't know. I'm just going to muck that up. So I'm just going to grab a length out and trim some off. And I'm going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to run my string through my ink. So I'm just going to start at one end, and I'm just going to run that over my pad. And it could get messy, so be sure you have some wipes on hand. And I'm just going to kind of coat it so that it colors my string mint. And if you do this method, you want to make sure that you allow your string to dry before you try to put it on your card, because if not, then you could get lines all over your card. Because if we rub this on our paper, you can see that the ink is coming off. So make sure you allow some drying time for that colored string that we just made. It is cotton string, so it shouldn't take too long. And if you'd like, you could take a tissue. Oh, well, I don't have a tissue on hand. I have allergies, so I've been using them like candy. So there's none in here at the moment, but you can take just a scrap piece of paper, wrap that around your string, pinch, and then you can do that and see how the excess ink comes off. But it'll still leave your string colored. So just do that a couple times if you want to work with it right away and you don't want to wait for it to dry completely. All right, so now we'll grab our card base out again, and I am going to put my washi on the bottom to give it that nice little look. And I'm going to actually fold my card in half so it doesn't stick to the other side, and then I'll be able to trim it to the length that I want. So we're just gonna, sorry if my head is in frame, but I want to line that up nicely. Okay, and then I'm just going to take some scissors. These are the old style scissors, craft and rubber scissors that Stampin' Up! Used to carry. But any scissors will do. It's just washi tape. It's not going to ruin anything. It's not super, super sticky. And I'm going to actually open this side up so that I don't accidentally cut my card. There. So now we have that nice and trimmed. Okay. And now we're ready to slide our little banner pocket just like so, and just drag it down far enough. You don't want to pull it too much because then you'll start to get gaps. You don't want that to happen. So just pull it down ever so slightly until it just fits and you have the angle that you want. And that's how I like mine there. So now I'm going to come to the inside, making sure that it's still straight on that side. And I'm just going to take some washi. And I'm going to seal. It does two things. It seals the pocket and it holds it in place. And I just tore off a little too much, so boop, just tear it off. And it went over my fold just a tad bit, but you know what? That's just fine. It's okay. And like I said before, if you want, you could put another piece down here just to cover up the slot. So I think I'll do that on this card, just to make it look. You could, I wonder if you can line up the tape. Let's see if we flip it around. It doesn't line up so well. It would if it was this way, but I'm not going to be that fussy about it. We'll just line it up here. That'll do just fine. Tear off that little piece. Okay, so now that covers up that as well as seals it. And, getting a little bit creative, I think I'm going to actually seal up my slit as well with some washi. And I don't want it that long, so I'm going to tear another little chunk off there. And we'll just put that right over the top. That double reinforces it. So now I'm going to grab a couple of my heart stickers from my gold foil here. And I'm just going to put those on the corners. And you can see already that our pencil marks are gone, so you really don't have to spend time erasing it. There. All right, so now the last step is taking our string, putting it through here, wrapping it around, and do I want my bow off center or in the middle? I think I want it off center. I'm going to do it up here to the left. I'm going to tie a knot first just so that I can try and get a really nice bow with this string. And you can see that my string isn't still, it's still not totally dry. There's still quite a bit of excess ink on it, but that's okay. Gives it a little bit more interest. But again, like I said, if you didn't like that, you could let your string dry fully before using it. And I'm just going to pull the tails to get a bow. You can just fiddle around with it until it's how you like it. And then I'm just going to come in and cut off those excess tails and the little white bits that I left at the end there. And there we are. That is our anniversary card, Happy Us Day, Paper Pumpkin June 2016 alternate card. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you want to be a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin through me, you can do so at my Stampin' Up shop, melissascreations.stampinup.net. You can also see me on Facebook at facebook.com/mcreations, and you can visit me at my blog, melissascreations.com. Thank you so much for joining me today.